It's a video blog. Actually, it's a very belated video blog because I was supposed to film this over a month ago. Because I have literally been just procrastinating the vast majority of the time, I have not filmed this video blog. And a lot's happened since my last video blog. Obviously, I'm in Canada, as you can tell from different background. I actually sold the computer, which I did the next day. Well, essentially, 2 days later, I sold the computer. So thank Christ. Sold that. Had my last pizza night with my friend Chris. And yeah, it pretty much was uneventful from that. I went to the airport, my hometown airport, and took the red-eye flight, which I was freaking out because I knew I had to pay excess baggage because it was actually a lot heavier than you know. I had to pay overweight fees, I would have thought, but they didn't slug me for that. Thank God for that. So flying from my hometown to Sydney was actually quite fun because when I did that flight, it was actually quite a nice flight because we're in a little tight, compacted, tiny plane, which God, I hate those planes normally. But yeah, we flew into Sydney. And when I arrived, my small little case that I bought with me, which had my PS4, all my electronics in it, that I had to put under the plane because it's a tiny little plane, that was a brand spanking new bag, and it got absolutely fucked up. It's all scratched to hell. There was a big chunk of the plastic missing. So thanks Sydney Airport, that was awesome. That was the first awesome part of the flight. The second awesome part was when I went from, I picked up a trolley, one of those trolley cart things for your luggage. Now having a whole heap of luggage, I had to get one. I had 2 duffel bags, a heavy ass, like regular suitcase I guess you'd call it, which was full of all my wife's stuff that she left in Australia. Thank you. Along with my small, now scratched suitcase and my backpack. And that was all my stuff, along with my heavy jacket. So I had to get one of these little carts, and that was $4. So awesome. Thanks, Sydney Airport. You suck. And then I had to get, because I thought you could just walk, just like you used to be able to, from terminals. You can't do that anymore. So I had to get on a bus, and instead of and it's called a courtesy bus. It's a courtesy because they take $6 from you. So already I had to pay $10 for a freaking trolley and a bus. So going 50 meters from where I picked up my bags to this bus stop had just cost me $10. And then I realized, yeah, you can't take your trolley with you. Thanks, Sydney Airport. Loaded all my bags on and drove from Terminal 3 to Terminal 1 or whatever it is into the international terminal, and then had to buy another trolley. So $14 were out by now with a scratched bag. Sydney Airport, you need to fucking do something because this is fucking pathetic. It really is. I mean, it's not bad enough that everything in Sydney Airport is expensive as shit. Now you got to do this. It's wrong. Fuck. So I took my little cart to the Air Canada check-in area, and that was just so much better because personally I'd rather fly Air Canada than Qantas. I'd rather fly Air Canada than most of the other carriers. The staff are nice as hell. They're cheery. They're not that fake cheery of, oh hi, how are you today? A normal cheery. They're like happy to be working, I guess. Unless of course their fake cheery is just so good that they've tricked themselves into becoming cheery. So anyway, I flew from Sydney Airport to Vancouver. Not a bad flight, 14 and a half hours, which normally that sort of flight would just kill me. It didn't. I had about 3 hours, I want to say, sleep on that flight. But every time I was doing these, or basically falling asleep for 15 minutes and then having food popped onto my tray table. So that was good. So I arrived in Vancouver. I had at least all my luggage was checked on to my next destination. So I arrived with my two bags, my small little suitcasey thing that's been scratched from Sydney Airport. Thanks. My backpack and my thick as all fuck heavy winter jacket. And so I had to go through customs, and it's not a good idea wearing a thick winter jacket through customs because you sweat. And after watching shows like Border Security and all that sort of stuff, they're gonna start picking on you and asking you, "Hey, why are you sweating?" So I'm trying to, get as cool as I can because I'm just boiling. I've run from one section of the airport to the other. It was just not good, man. Wasn't good. Airport security. See, normally with Australian airport security, I'm fine with. I've never had a problem. Japan's airport security, they're nice. I love them. America, surprisingly, they're nice to me. Like our local border, because I can drive over the border. They're nice as hell. They're not intimidating or anything. Canadian immigration and border security, they're scary as shit. Like, they genuinely are scary. But the guys in Vancouver, nicest guys ever. So maybe it's just a Ontario thing. I don't know. Took my next flight to Edmonton. Oh, no, wait. I had Tim Hortons for the first time in 6 months. And that, oh my God. God, do I love Tim Hortons. French vanilla coffee and a bagel, toasted bagel with cream cheese. Tomato Osaigo bagel with cream cheese. Fuck, that's good. I love that combination. So anyway, Tim Hortons, drooling aside, now I want Tim Hortons. Flew to Edmonton, landed there, and first thing I saw was snow. And I'm like, oh shit. That's a lot of snow. Okay, cool. So, mainly I was just walking around and chilling in the lounges there. Actually, Edmonton is a nice airport. I rather like Edmonton as an airport. Eventually flew out to here, which we had to stop in Winnipeg, which was great because everyone got off the plane except for like 3 of us, and then another 10 people got on board. So that was good. Landed and saw my wife for the first 6 months, and I tell you, that was just such a relief because Australian internet, you can't Skype. Even voice chat just lags. We haven't been able to stay into constant communication with each other. The closest we've come is using my mobile phone to do a Skype call to a landline, and doing that, it was better quality than what I've had with Skype. I mean, maybe our home internet is a piece of shit. Well, we know that because we can't even run Netflix. So I got home, flew in, and one thing I completely forgot about is snow. Had about 3 inches of snow on the ground and ice, and I was just like, oh my god. I miss this because of the cold, because I don't mind the cold. You know, Australian in Canada, don't mind the cold. But that snow and that ice, god, I forgot how bad it is. So drove home, and have basically been hanging out here most of the time. So in being home, let's see. We're getting a new office. My father-in-law, because I'm actually in my father-in-law's house with my wife. He has offered to give my wife and I his office, which first he has to redo the roof and put some new soundproofing in, and he'll have this office, which is pretty cool because there's no room in here. Like, this is a tiny ass room, and I mean it's perfect for video work and audio work because there is no sound. There is soundproofing everywhere. So it's pretty good. So yeah, we're going to get a new office, so I'm going to change a couple of things up, but that's not going to be for a couple more months. So that's cool. Let's see, what else? My wife and I finally got up to date with Steven Universe, which, God, I love that show. It's such a good show. If you've never watched it, go out, watch it. There's a lot of plot filler and all that sort of stuff, but when plot comes, it's good. If it's not on your watch list, put it on your watch list, watch it, it's good. What else has been happening? So my wife and I have been doing prepped dinners, or prepping. On average, we'll buy about $100 worth of groceries, and prep around 2 to 3 weeks worth of meals, which 2 weeks goes into the freezer, 1 week in the fridge. We rotate. It's worked out rather well, actually. And it's a lot cheaper than what we were previously doing. We probably spend about $100 a week on groceries. Now we're spending about the same amount for 3 weeks of groceries. So it works out rather good. Bought a whole heap of new Tupperware containers for it, and yeah, never looked back. It's worth every cent. Let's see. Black Saturday? Black Friday. Yeah, Black Friday. That's what confuses me about Black Friday. I hate the name Black Friday because it's too close to Black Saturday, the worst day in Australian history, or one of. Black Friday rolls around. I finally decide to build my new buy my new computer. So my computer at the moment, it's a smaller. It's a Micro ATX, MSI mortar, B150. 16 gigs, DDR4, HyperX Fury, i5 6600K, and I originally was going with the 1050 Ti, GeForce, obviously, green, yay. But in the end, at the last minute, I decided to go with the 1060 WinFury 8GB graphics card, solely for rendering and other little things. So I built the system. It literally took me 2 hours to build the system in total. It would have taken me an hour. The only problem is I kept dropping the screws, and well, for around 45 minutes to an hour, I was trying to screw the AMD screws. No, I don't even know. No, the fan mount screws into the motherboard standoffs, which, yeah, that didn't work. Which was just dumb. It really was. Let's see what else. My wife bought a PS4. I mean, I've already got one, but now we have two. She has one at her computer just behind us, and I've got one up here. She paid $200 for a PS4 during the Black Friday sales. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see, what else? I now have, speaking of the PS4, I've now got a backlog of games. I need to finish the DLC for Fallout 4. Start on Call of Duty. Yes, I'm a Call of Duty fan because this one actually interests me. What else have I got to play? I want to get Final Fantasy 15, but you know, with the backlog the way it is at the moment, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Doom. So yeah, maybe I'll be returning to gaming pretty soon. But you know, just sitting around at the moment trying to finish Fallout 4. Well, finish the DLC for Fallout 4. My wife and I bought some IKEA cupboards for our bedroom, and we've been just cleaning up ever since and just organising. Yeah, which we're obviously not going to stay here with my parents-in-laws, my in-laws' house. That's weird. With my in-laws' house for much longer. Well, we probably will, but the plan is hopefully to move to Toronto in a year to 2 years' time. So now we have to save up for money for it. Yeah, so we're just trying to work out what we've got, how much it's going to cost to move. We'll probably just end up renting. I know my wife wants to buy a house or put a deposit on a house. We don't even have the money for a deposit. We live in fucking a town where, you know, the base wage rate is $10 an hour. And you usually generally see about $8 to $9 of that. Which is depressing. Saw Rogue One. God, I loved Rogue One. That last scene, you know the one I'm talking about? The one that literally tied Rogue One and Episode 4 together. I've literally rewatched that scene at least 10 times. Just because of how intense it is. And just, I love it. I really do. Got to see the mid-trailer for Rebels, Season 3 of Rebels. That looks cool. We get to see Saw Gerrera a bit more. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And what else? Not much else. I watched the leak of Steven Universe. The Steven Bomb, as it is. And yeah, loved it. I was just in awe of that the whole episodes. They were just really cool. Yeah, not much else really to report. That's pretty much it. Sorry it's been, you know, a little over a month for a video blog that I've been procrastinating about. But yeah, hopefully, because it's part of my resolutions, that I will be doing more video blogs and being more active on social media and YouTube. But here's hoping that will, you know, I don't procrastinate on that. Fuck. Anyway, what'd you think of the video? This one probably sucked because I've literally got nothing really to say and I'm just rambling. So yeah, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe. And I can't talk, but that's okay, because be sure to subscribe. Fuck! Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Peace.